I have been pretty upfront with the fact that I peek at forums here and there for constructive and often unconstructive criticism about myself and others. Things like how my voice is annoying, how I fucked up hands on a regular basis, and the fact that I actively choose not to draw scleras or pupils or whatever they're called is what pushes my art from acceptable to unacceptable. I like to hear that shit because in my head, the people who don't like me are the people who are going to really tell me how it is. They aren't going to say, I love your work, but the back looks weird. They're going to say, you fucked up the anatomy so much that it makes me want to barf, and point out exactly where I fucked it up. I also like to know what people would change about my art if they could. And I find that kind of information incredibly helpful to me because I have a hard time knowing what people like and gravitate to. Frankly, I have a work-from-home job, very few real-life friends, and a tendency to rub people the wrong way, so I have no idea what human people actually enjoy. One thing, though, that pops up on forum constantly, so much so that I addressed it in my lolcow video, and every critique about someone not deserving the amount of followers they had because their art is too much like someone else's, or too reductive, or just too terrible, and they're just another YouTube clone. Which is a huge one, by the way. The you don't deserve your audience because blank, huge. Is that people don't think any YouTube artists are good, and people don't think any YouTube artist deserves the following that they have. That shit is prevalent, and that shit is fucking real. So I have decided to take the time today, sit down with all of you, and discuss why mediocre, terrible, bad, gross, annoying, ugly, shitty artists are all successful on YouTube. Let's take notes. To answer the question why?
Why? Why? Why? Why? Why?
We have to watch all the YouTubers in question. We have to watch every video and take rigorous notes and find exactly what each person has in common, because that one thing, that one personality trait is the key. It's the Rosetta Stone to finding out why they're successful. We need that key to unlock what makes these garbage piles so fucking appealing to the masses that somehow they are able to make careers out of all of this, while other, more deserving artists die in the streets every day. Luckily, though, I did all of that for us, and I can actively say that I am a scholar and a historian when it comes to YouTube artistry. Just kidding, that's a fucking lie, because guess what, my dudes? It's actually not that deep. There isn't, and there never will be, one thing that makes us all united on this YouTube journey. I know, that's surprising. There isn't one personality trait that we all share or one common goal that we all unanimously have and therefore have to work together to achieve. This isn't Power Rangers, this isn't My Little Pony, or fucking whatever show the kids are watching these days. This is all separate people doing separate things regardless of what the other person is doing. So what is it about all of us that makes us successful here on the most oversaturated website ever? What made each and every one of us stand out against the millions of videos that are uploaded every fucking day? Even to the point where some of us get on the goddamn trending page. Looking at you, Jazza. The real reason that all of us are successful on this platform is because we have personalities that people can hold on to. We don't just sell our art or our styles or stupid meme challenges. We sell ourselves like whores. People subscribe most of the time in spite of the art, and they feel very keen on telling us that. We aren't giving people our art and saying, here it is, enjoy this because it's perfect in every way and there's no flaws and you can't check to find any issue with it. If you check any of our YouTube channels, you can tell that standalone speed paints with just music in the background, even when they're really bomb and amazing, those are the least watched content. The art, more often than not, is just what's playing in the background. A really good comparison, I think, is how Leafy and Pyrocynical had the background of their videos for a long time be gameplay. They weren't gaming channels per se, but it was just to give the person something to look at when they were talking. You didn't have to like what was going on in the background to watch though. Editing, no. I kind of feel like that can be turned into me saying artists on YouTube don't care about their art. I don't know, I can really only speak for myself, and I do care. I just think it plays in the background, and if people don't like or respond to the art or what I'm drawing, they can listen separately, and they do quite often. I don't know if that's the same with other people, but you would really have to ask them. I just think there's a separation, you know? In writing this video out, I watched a lot of videos and ended up scrolling through numerous people's comment sections and found out that a lot of people like to say,
I like you, but not your art. Your art is terrible, but you're pretty great. I could listen to you talk over anything. I just don't like your art. I wish you would take an art class, but I love your personality. Your art is pretty much stagnated, but damn if I don't love your voice.
I have gotten this type of shit since my first video, and I was pretty much convinced until researching this video that I was probably the only one on the YouTube platform that got it. But now that I know that we all have and I'm not actually special, I kind of feel like we should start a club or something. But whatever, those quotes, those comments kind of alone prove my point. It's not that people super duper love what we create or how we go about creating. It's that people like us, or they feel like they relate to us as human people, and that's what gets them coming back. We're more of a friend than an artist. No one watched Bob Ross because they were super duper into his paintings and his artistic ability. Sure, he had major artistic ability, but it was his soothing voice and his ability to teach in such a calm and nice manner that people gravitated to. It was his personality that people gravitated to. His art is famous because of how he talked about it and how he made people feel about it. I like to imagine that while Bob Ross had a show, there was also another artist who had a show, but he did kind of more intense art, and he didn't chalk, he just painted for people, but he was less successful than Bob. And even if his art was more kind of on par with Bob Ross, or even better than his, people gravitated to Bob's soothing voice more than this guy's. And then I like to imagine that this guy just is super mad about it because he didn't know why people liked Bob's art more than his, and he was pissed off completely, and he would have these fits of rage because of it. And my imagination is just a weird, fucked up place. So I don't know how this ends, but not well. Everyone on YouTube is kind of a more angry, less calm, more high-tech, cutesy-wootsy Bob Ross in a way. Except for me. I'm just like an angry, rage Bob Ross who doesn't want to teach any of you jack shit because I don't know anything to begin with. We all have shown our personalities and how things have made us feel. We have given you a peek of what we are like, and whether you are attracted to that or not, that's completely up to you. We are all going to hear and see, why do you guys have fans for the rest of our YouTube lives? Because we're abrasive and divisive, and no matter what personality we put on, people aren't going to like us, and that's okay. No matter how you present yourself, there's always going to be someone who doesn't like you and doesn't see the value in you. That's life. No one is required to be nice or give a shit. But if you don't let that fuck with you too much, you will be able to find people who do love you. You'll be able to wade through the bullshit and realize that you're perfectly fine being yourself and you don't need someone else to tell you you're okay or good at something to feel acceptable. If you're like me, maybe you'll find 55,000 people who say that they like you on a channel that you started out of spite because someone said you sucked. At the end of the day, maybe you think all of our art sucks. Maybe it repulses you so much that you hate the fact that people think it's acceptable. Maybe you kind of want us to collectively quit or give up our channels to people that you deem more worthy or more talented. But guess what? We're not going to do that. We have all gone out of our way and created something that can't really be taken away from any of us. Even if you don't like it, you kind of have to respect that separately we made ourselves our own little niche industry. YouTube artist wasn't even a fucking job 20 years ago, and now we have people making more than enough money to live off of it. We made something completely our own, and if that bothers you, then that's kind of just gravy on top of it. My main takeaway from this video is that I sincerely hope that more artists join the platform. I hope we fill YouTube with artists and creators who fucking know their shit and inspire all of us to up our game. I love this platform. I love this little shit show that I've made in my own little corner, and I cannot wait to annoy more people. I hope you all had an epic day. I hope you liked the video, and I will see you in the next one. Later.